Breaking the news, everyone. Right now, we are witnessing a major development in the fight against banditry in Nigeria. Reports are coming in that a notorious bandit stronghold has been breached, and this has caught the attention of many, including popular Islamic cleric Gumi, who has publicly commented on the operation. Before we go deeper into this story, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That way, you won't miss any updates on this ongoing situation. Now, let's get straight to the gist. The Nigerian security forces launched a coordinated operation targeting this bandit enclave, which has long been a center of criminal activities. For years, this area has been a source of kidnappings, armed robberies, and attacks on local communities. Families have lived in fear, schools have been disrupted, and farmers have been unable to safely tend to their lands. This operation marks a significant step in the government's ongoing efforts to restore peace and security. Officials say that the mission was carefully planned to minimize civilian casualties while targeting the criminals. Preliminary reports suggest that several key bandit leaders may have been apprehended or neutralized, although full confirmation is still pending. Gumi, known for his outspoken views on security and banditry in northern Nigeria, weighed in on this operation. He emphasized the importance of justice being carried out without unnecessary violence. He also reminded both the public and the government that sustainable peace comes not only from military action, but also through dialogue, rehabilitation programs, and community support for those who have been affected by violence. If you are following this story live, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. The more support we get, the more updates and insightful analysis we can bring to you directly. Now, here's why this matters to everyone. Breaching a stronghold like this sends a strong message to bandits across the country. It shows that coordinated action by the security forces can disrupt criminal networks and reclaim areas that have been terrorized for years. But as always, there are challenges. Bandits often operate in remote areas with difficult terrain, which makes operations like these extremely complex. Success requires not just courage, but strategy, intelligence, and careful coordination between different branches of security. Beyond the military aspect, this development also has social and economic implications. Communities that were previously trapped under the control of these criminals now have a chance to rebuild their lives. Schools can reopen safely, markets can function without fear, and farmers can return to their fields. But the road ahead is long. Recovery from such years of instability requires consistent support from both the government and civil society organizations. Gumi also called on local leaders and community members to support the authorities by sharing information and helping identify any remaining threats. His point is clear. Peace is a collective effort, and it requires cooperation from all levels of society. Let's take a moment to think about the bravery of the security personnel involved. These men and women risk their lives every day to protect ordinary Nigerians. Their dedication deserves a recognition and support, so don't forget to show your appreciation in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you stay updated on every angle of this story. The response from the government has also been reassuring. Officials have promised that any civilians affected during the operation will receive assistance, and they are coordinating efforts to ensure that displaced families get temporary shelter, food, and medical attention. It's important to note that this operation is not the end of the fight against banditry, but a significant milestone. Security experts believe that the government will continue to implement both tactical and strategic measures, including intelligence gathering, increased surveillance, and community engagement programs to prevent bandits from regaining control. I also want to highlight the broader context here. Banditry has been a major issue in several states, causing disruption and fear. Operations like this one are necessary not only to restore law and order, but to reassure citizens that their safety is a priority. This is why following these updates closely is crucial, and why sharing this video with your friends and family is important. Hit the like button and subscribe so that everyone stays informed. So, what happens next? Analysts predict that the government will continue monitoring the area to ensure that there are no retaliatory attacks. Community leaders are already working with authorities to organize local security committees and early warning systems. These measures, combined with the ongoing military operations, aim to create a lasting peace that communities can depend on. For viewers watching right now, let me remind you, supporting these efforts goes beyond watching. You can help by spreading awareness, encouraging peaceful dialogue, and engaging in community initiatives that promote safety and security. And of course, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for continuous updates on this story. We are going to keep an eye on the reactions from local citizens, security forces, and government officials. Expect more insights, interviews, and possibly even live footage from the ground as the situation unfolds. The next few days will be critical in determining how successful this operation truly. Many Nigerians have been following this story closely. Literally binged, and we can already see reactions on social media. Citizens are expressing relief, hope, and sometimes caution, because while breaking a camp is a major achievement, there's always the risk of bandits relocating to other areas. This is why the government has promised continued surveillance and follow-up operations. For everyone watching, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Sharing this story helps more people understand what's happening in real time. Now let's talk about the role of Sheikh Gumi again, because his comments are creating a lot of discussion. He emphasizes that sustainable peace requires more than military might. His perspective is that many of these young men are products of poverty, lack of education, and social neglect. By engaging in dialogue, offering rehabilitation, and reintegrating those willing to change, communities can reduce the cycle of violence over time. However, not everyone agrees. Some critics argue that dialogue or engagement with bandits could be misinterpreted as weakness, encouraging further criminal activity. This tension between enforcement and rehabilitation is at the core of the debate on how Nigeria can achieve lasting security. For viewers, it's something to think about and discuss in the comments. What do you think is the best approach? Remember to comment, like, and subscribe so your voice is part of the conversation. Turning to the operation itself, the Nigerian security forces reportedly acted with precision. The intelligence used to locate this camp must have been solid, because these bandit networks are notoriously difficult to track. Reports suggest that the forces entered the area strategically, targeting only the criminal elements while avoiding civilian harm as much as possible. That kind of discipline is essential to maintain trust with local communities, which is a major component of long-term security. The aftermath of such operations is also critical. Authorities have promised to provide support to those affected by the conflict. Displaced families are being assisted with temporary shelter, food, and medical care. These humanitarian measures are just as important as the military aspect, because they show that the government is committed to the well-being of its citizens. Let's take a moment to consider the broader impact. When security forces disrupt these camps, it sends a strong message to other criminal groups across the country. There is no safe space to operate, and law enforcement will pursue them wherever they are. But at the same time, it creates a responsibility to rebuild trust in communities that have long been neglected. This is where citizens, local leaders, and civil organizations have a role to play by supporting programs that provide education, jobs, and safe environments for young people. I also want to emphasize the courage of the security personnel involved. Every mission like this is dangerous. Soldiers, police officers, and intelligence officers risk their lives to make communities safer. This is why it's important to recognize their dedication. For viewers watching, you can show support by liking this video and subscribing. It encourages us to continue bringing these stories to you with detailed coverage. Looking ahead, there are a few things to keep in mind. Analysts predict that the government will continue to monitor the area closely to prevent any resurgence of criminal activity. Local leaders and communities are being encouraged to report suspicious activity and assist security agencies in maintaining peace. These collaborative efforts are vital to ensure that the operation's success is not temporary,